Hi, I'm Heinbach and it's good to have you back. Many of you have asked in the past, where do you get all that obscure gear, Heinbach? One of the answers is road trips, like here to the city of Halle. I noticed 3 very unique pieces of gear on classifieds that piqued my interest and got into a conversation with the seller. Turns out her late uncle was an engineer at the Reichsbahn, the East German railway. She remembers joining him on his measurement wagon, and what you see here is from his darling collection. Much of the test equipment I own, I bought or got gifted from collections of former engineers like this. It is a chance to find something obscure I would have never been able to Google for. So, I know my action. Toll.
And this is what we ended up with. It's 3 passive bandpass filters, a very interesting Brühl and Kjær vibration amplifier, and a big Brühl and Kjær spectrum analyzer. I don't know if any of this works, but if it does, it's gonna be pretty cool. And all of this I paid €400 for, which is absolutely fair.
And here we are in my cellar studio. I've set up the passive filters, which turn out to be 3 different filters, each for their own frequency band. So this is like a filter playground. And then we've got the Brühl and Kjær here and the vibration preamp too. But now I want to start with the filters, and let's look into how these need to be set up. Each of these filters is in thirds and they have different frequency ranges. This one goes from 45 to 355 Hertz. The middle range goes from 355 to 3550 Hertz. And the high range goes from 355 kilohertz to 35.5 kilohertz. And you can always switch between different third frequencies with these levers. Now these filters have 3-pole connectors. The lower is always for ground and the upper are for signal. And I would need adapters to stay symmetrical. And I would love to have a bunch of these adapters, but they are hard to come by. If you've got a source, let me know, because I need a lot of these. So for now, I'm just going to use it without balanced. Now let's see how that goes. First, we're going to do the output cabling, and I've got these kind of adapters. These are from Pera Kabel, and it's jack to banana. The mixer I'm using is one of the most stylish ones to use for test equipment. It's the Yamaha Ensemble mixer. This sounds very good and has a lot of gain, which should be good for passive filters. This was a nice trip, but still, was it in vain, or will this actually work? You never know with these old things. So now, the mic, that's pretty good. And connected all outputs. Here's a beautiful WaveTech noise generator, which I'm gonna run into all of these. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that was loud. Yeah. Oof. I didn't get much with the noise generator, but that might be due to poor grounding. I'm now using this Heathkit sine square generator. Let's see if that works. I've split the signal again, and yeah, let's just listen. Pump up the volume. Oh, it works. Better? Yeah, all the contacts are a bit dirty. Okay, that's the bass channel. It works. Let's bring in the second oscillator. Also works. As you heard, all the contacts on these are faulty. So before I can go on, I need to clean these. This took about 2 hours, and I did a bit of non-invasive hacking, as some wiring had gone faulty after all the years of this being in storage. And now it's time to ping the filters. If you like these sounds, I have them and much more as a sample pack on my Patreon, both for my supporters and as a one-time purchase. Let's see if we can turn this humble Kawaii PH50 into an acousmatic spectral sound. After all, passive bandpass filters like this, or even this little thing I turned into a plugin with audio thing were a staple of the early electronic music studios. Since I have 3 different filters with 3 different outputs, I can employ effects. Let's try a phaser for the high frequencies, a delay for the mid frequencies, and a ring modulator on the low frequencies. I really like these filters. They have that acousmatic, early electronic music vibe because of their passive constructions and the big coils that are in use here. I noticed that thirds filters are much harder to dial in than octave filters, simply because they have a much smaller range that they operate in. So you really need to find the frequencies that you want to work with. But having three with three different outputs and frequencies allows me to tear up sounds spectrally, which is one of my most favorite operations. Now let's see if we can get this big boy to work. This is sadly pretty much refusing to work. I tried powering it on with the Variac, I exchanged the fuse, but this is beyond my skill to repair. But luckily the vibration pickup preamplifier works, as does the pickup, and I'm already using it in a rather exciting project. I'm making a note here. Huge success. This trip was both fun for me and my wife, and we got some beautiful instruments out of it and had lovely conversations about the history of a topic I had no idea about, the German Reichsbahn and the acousticians' wagon, the measurements wagons that they used. And that is maybe more worth than the gear itself, though I have to say I've fallen in love with it, especially that vibration pickup, and I can't wait to show you what I'm doing with that. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments below or visit the Heinbach subreddit, an especially nice place for tape and test equipment, and don't miss out on News from the Niche, my monthly newsletter. Thank you all for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.